Hello Pisces, my name is Tiffany from tiffanystarology and it's so good to be here with all of you. I hope you are enjoying this Libra new moon. It's packed with a lot of emotions, a lot of relationship factors, a lot going on in your 8th house, Pisces. Yesterday's reading was so auspicious. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, I would highly suggest it. Talks about a really big blessing coming in for my collective. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I had a really great day. Yesterday on the new moon, there was a contract that I have been in negotiation with over a year that is finally moving forward, and we agreed to the terms. And I was like, yes, I got my car back after going in the shop after I got hit in a car wash. For those of you who caught that reading a few weeks ago, got my car back. And then I also got my Google AdSense payment for my YouTube. So it's just like a lot of good things happening. So we're going to tap into today's energy. Feels a little bit different, feels a little more testy, Pisces, but we're going to see what Spirit has in store for us. We're going to tap on in, okay? Let's go. You have compromise, hesitation, okay, stress, friendship, nightmare, curse, triumph, loneliness, idea. And on the bottom of your deck, you have sweet dream, disturbance, and fury. So from what I can see here, Pisces, you could be going through some type of situation that could involve a party of 3, multiple people, a situation where you're not the only one who is at the center of this story, and you're having to find a way to compromise and work together with someone. It seems like there's some difficulty though in the compromise, but because of your love for each other, because of your desire to work together to reach a common goal, I see there being this bright idea that comes in where there is some way that you and maybe this other person or 2 other people, you may have like a mediator or someone in the middle of this, where they really help you to figure out a way to find your solid ground. I feel as though there's an energy of like, it's going to be okay. There's going to be that light at the end of the tunnel. There is going to be some way that we can work this out. It may take a bit of, I would say not loss, but you may have to give up something and you're hesitating about it. Like, would this be the best thing for you? This hesitation card says decision, confusion, worry. You might be worried about like, what's in it for you? Do you lose out in this aspect? And it could be causing you some considerable stress. But I think that this is going to pass. This is going to be okay. There's a lot of pressure that is building in this connection or around this situation. It could even be keeping you up at night or causing you to feel some sense of worry, even in your dream state. So Spirit may be sending you messages to try to help you combat some of what has been going on in your mind, trying to set the record straight. But there's something about overcoming, I'm feeling like a generational curse in this particular situation with this person. So let's just say, because a lot of Pisces are dealing with issues with other people's resources and money, and having to compromise with a third person or another person in your life. I feel as though you are overcoming the generational curse or the karmic lives that you have lived, where you always were the one who was taken advantage of, where you were always the one who was left alone, who always lost out in the end. This could have been in love, this could have been in money, this could have been in business. And I think this time around, Pisces, there's something different about the way that you're approaching this particular situation. And the compromise is going to work out in your favor. I do see someone being very upset, maybe even losing their cool. But they seem to be involved in like some type of attachment energy. It says obscure irritation, supernatural. They may have like an entity attachment or a negative energy that is around them. And this time around, Pisces, although those nightmares are being projected towards you and those situations are being projected towards you and causing you stress, there's something about having someone on your side, someone on your team, this hesitation that actually works in your favor and everything coming together that I see really auspiciously in this situation. So I don't know what this is that you're going through, Pisces, but this person in your energy seems frustrated. They seem like they want something, and you are doing the best you can to make sure that you're not taken advantage of in a situation. So let's look deeper and see what this is about, because I do have this feeling that you're going to overcome whatever this trial or tribulation is with this person. Take your time. Think slowly. I do feel like you could be signing a document, but there's going to be success here in the long term. So current situation for Pisces. What's going on with this situation? Okay, intuition. So right away, your spirit team is saying, I see this woman also looking at papers. You could be going through some type of situation, Pisces, where you're having to make a legal decision or a big decision. There could be some writing, something on paper, a legal document, a contract that you have to fill out. But I do feel like you're going to be able to guide yourself through this particular situation by diving into your intuition and letting that lead you. Again, Spirit may be sending you dreams for clarification, even though, yes, there has been this like staying up late at night, worrying about things. But I want you to understand that it says the answers you seek lie within. It says trust your inner voice, allow it to guide you through the uncertainty. Patterns from the past may obscure your vision, but your intuition knows the truth. Create stillness in your life to access the clarity and wisdom within you. So again, I think whenever this situation comes up that you are going to be successful over, it is going to require you to compromise, and you're going to be hesitating about what to do, and you're going to feel a lot of stress about it. But your intuition is going to be the guiding force for how to move forward. Spirit also wants you to meet the other person with compassion. Not because, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, that they necessarily deserve it. It's just, I feel like you need to just be the upstanding human being and the light that you are. And as you go through this stressful situation where you are having to consider another person's feelings and emotions, just lead with a good heart. Whether you feel like they deserve it or not, you want your karma to be clear. You know, you want to be in a good spot. What's challenging this situation? Again, your guides are saying, like, don't feel pressured. It's going to be okay. You have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups, this card says contentment. You want to feel good at the end of the day about the decisions that you're making. When this is in the challenge, this can represent the Nine of Cups in reverse. You want to make sure that your wishes are fulfilled and that you're not just pouring all of your energy and love and time and money into someone else. You want to make sure that your emotional satisfaction is taken into consideration just as much as theirs. And so you need to look at the situation with compassion. You need to look at the situation with open eyes. But you also need to understand that you do deserve your equal give and take, your fair share, all of that. And so you have to ask yourself, what is required of me? What is required of them? And how can we meet in the middle? How can we make everything be okay? Because again, I am feeling this energy, especially from past lives, Pisces, where you often were the one who ended up alone, isolated, had to give up everything, persecuted for your beliefs. Everyone else always got, the longer end of the stick, and you got the shorter end of the stick. And your contentment and your happiness and your Nine of Cups was taken for granted or completely disbanded from you. And that's not what Spirit wants for you in this lifetime. So whatever this is, take your feelings into consideration and make sure that you are receiving from this person or the situation what it is that you desire, and don't settle for less. Strengths at this time for Pisces. You have community and you have innocence, which is the Three of Cups and the Page of Cups. So this is that friendship energy. This is that friendship energy we pulled from the cards there. With the Page of Cups, you're trying to approach this friendship with maybe a new way of doing things, some ingenuity. This is that bright idea. Maybe we could do it this way. And I feel that because of the love that you have for this person, or at least the desire that you have to work with them, like let's say, they could be someone you don't really want to work with. Maybe they used to be a friend or whatever, or maybe you're just trying to come across friendly. I think that you need to consider right now that your strength is your good soul and your good heart. And if you do the right thing and they do the right thing, everyone involved in this situation is going to come out on top. Whereas if you try to one-up each other, there is going to be a sense of loss and dissatisfaction amongst these community members. I think we need to figure out what's the best way to work alongside each other. What's the best way to be compassionate? What's the best way to share our cup? And to work together towards a common goal that will benefit everyone involved. So compromise other people's money, other people's resources, time. Inheritances and investments are very aspected at this time. And you have to come to this conclusion soon, Pisces, because something is coming to an end. It has been a difficult chapter for you. But with the balance card, which is justice in this deck being here, there is going to be fairness, triumph, restoration of this particular situation that has been ailing you for a while. And again, when I look at the community aspect and the ending here, you really could approach this situation with such an ugly heart. You really could, because I don't think that people have been really good to you. But I think you're focusing on gratitude. At this time, Pisces, you're focusing on what is next for you, what's coming in for you, the balance that's being restored in your life. And again, I really do see you coming up with some bright idea, stretching yourself a bit and looking at all the facts and asking yourself, okay, well, you get this and I get that, and this is how we'll square away this and square away that. Libra is bringing into the effect of what is fair, not what's yours and what's mine, because that can be more of that Aries energy. You may feel more of that energy in about 6 months when we do have the full moon in Libra or during the new moon in Aries. All right, so area of focus. Deception did flip over. You might be thinking about how they lied to you or wronged you. It's making you want to be a bit more bitter towards this person. Yeah, it came out again, deception. So in the midst of all this going on, you're like, but this person has been deceitful. This person has been rude. This person has taken from me. Tiffany, how dare I be told to be kind to them, right? It says, be mindful of dishonesty, whether from others or yourself. Clarity and integrity will lead to better outcomes. Avoid shortcuts and trust in truth as a foundation for success. So we know this person has lied to you. We know that their intentions have not always been well. But the difference here, Pisces, is you saw the deception for what it was. You saw the person for their truth. And now with this Libra energy here, you're looking at it like, okay, I saw what you did. I saw how you had this disturbance around you. And I also saw how you were really ruining my life and maybe cursing my life in a lot of ways, but I have to figure out a way to work with you. So Spirit says, just walk in integrity and truth. That's going to lead you to the promised land, not isolating yourself, putting yourself in a negative mindset with the fright card here. I feel like don't make your bed harder than it has to be in this particular situation. In a lot of ways, you are showing up as a very saint-like person in this situation. And for some of you, that is a stretch. For others of you, it'll be a little easier. But we all know, and Spirit knows, the deceit of this person. But the way that you act and the way that you transmute this, you are going to have an abundance of blessings because of the way that your heart still never wavered to be good. You were just, you were right. They did hurt you. They were not good to you. But there is a way that we can work together. Wow. This is definitely a test. It feels like a test. Near future. Transition. This card says you're moving away from difficulties towards a calmer phase of life. The journey may require letting go, but it promises healing and peace. Trust the process as you navigate this transition. This is the Six of Swords. You're moving out of this energy with this person. Just because you're compromising with them, just because you're working with them, doesn't mean that you're going to be working alongside them. I do feel like there could be a mediator. There could be, like a facilitator, a judge, a lawyer, an accountant, whatever whatever this person is in your life that is coming to maybe try to help to ease this process, but you are transitioning away. Yes, you're finding a way to work with them, but you are not in any way going to continue to be bound by them. And if anything, Pisces, I see you coming into a lot of abundance as a result of this. They may have to give you something they owe you. They may have to return something they took, or just give you your equal fair share. But it says you are entering a time of creativity and growth. Nurture the ideas and relationships that bring you joy. When you align with the rhythm of nature, prosperity flows effortlessly. Celebrate your blessings and let gratitude guide you to even greater abundance. So even in the midst of all of this, Spirit is saying, have gratitude for what you have. Have gratitude for even the difficulties of this relationship. Lead by faith and with your intuition, and understand that there is no compromising on integrity, but they must work alongside you for this situation to move forward, and you will be compensated in more ways than one for working with them and doing the right thing. Recent past. This is definitely a stretch, though. I don't see it being easy. I see it getting easier, but it's not easy. Recent past was the Celebrate card, which is the Six of Wands. And so this is telling me that the two of you did come to some type of compromise. And I feel like now some of you may be going through the process of getting there, and some of you may have already solidified some terms and agreements. But what I see Spirit saying is success is assured in this situation. You're going to be recognized and given plenty for what you've gone through. And at the end of the day, whatever happens here, Pisces, I just want you to know that the hard work that you put into this situation is paying off. At the end of this card, it says this moment is a reminder that perseverance leads to triumph. And so you may have received that news in the last couple of days. That news may be on its way to you. Again, the timeline might be a little bit different for everybody. But that Celebrate card is this Triumph card. Spirit says you will overcome this evil. You will overcome this person, this situation. You will transition away from this difficulty, from this nightmare of a situation that someone tried to put you in. Because you didn't give up and because you didn't allow yourself to be taken advantage of. Again, I feel like a generational curse of putting yourself second, not allowing yourself to be taken care of, lowering your voice, isolating or being exiled. That is being healed in this relationship. You're standing up for yourself and you're saying, I know that I can't just take from you. And you can't just take from me. You and I will work together. And they honestly have to give you more than I think you're going to give them, to be honest with you, Pisces. Advice. Progress. And this is the Three of Wands. The future looks bright. It says your plans are starting to take shape. Opportunities are on the horizon. The work you've done is beginning to show results. Trust the process and remain patient. Your vision is expanding and success is within reach. So when you are at the Progress card with the Three of Wands, you're standing at the edge of the water. Your near future says you're transitioning, and that's when you're finally in the boat. So what's happening is your spirit team wants you to look at the situation. Look how far you've come. continuing to let your intuition guide you to make healthy decisions. And then as you finally get that good news, or you finally have that leverage, or you finally have that document signed, or that paper squared away, the cycle comes to a completion. Cycle over. And the wisdom that you will have gained from this, immaculate, world card to the Hierophant. This was a spiritual test of growth, of determination, of transformation, and also of taking a risk on yourself. These cards are the Knight of Swords, the Death, and the Fool. So what I see here, Pisces, is your ships are coming in, even if it hasn't looked like it. And for some of you, this may be, foretelling some ways into the future. But your ships are coming in. You stood back. You hesitated. You may have felt like it was the 11th hour and nothing was working out for you. Then all of a sudden, wow, things start to line up. And I think your great idea, or the way that you pushed and moved things this time around in this lifetime, made all the difference. I see you taking more direct action, being more selfless, and taking better care of yourself. Environment. Two of Swords. Landlocked for a while, but not anymore. It says you may feel stuck, torn between two paths. The solution lies in finding balance and clarity. Trust your intuition to guide you toward resolution. Facing the truth will set you free from stagnation. So what may happen in the next couple of days is, yes, there was some success over something, but it seems like something else will come up that maybe you need to make a couple of more adjustments or changes, right? This could be, okay, we finally got that document and most of the document was approved, or most of the document was handled, but there's going to be this little crossroads or this little hiccup or this little edit or change. And I don't want you to worry too much about it. Let me see here. This is where the hesitation is going to come in of like, okay, well, I thought we figured this out and now we've got to go back to the drawing board. But this feels more like an edit than it feels like completely going back to the drawing board. Your spirit team says everything's going to be okay. It's still working itself out. Don't stress over this too much. But I do feel like there might have to be like an alteration to a contract or something that you signed. Something that you will sign. And in order for this to kind of work itself out with the planning card here, this is the Two of Wands, you need to understand what is happening and how it would best benefit you. And maybe it makes you have to be in a little bit more of limbo, like of a limbo state than you want to be in. But as long as all roads lead to Rome, I feel like there's so many different paths that you can take in this situation. And it just requires proper planning and talking things out and being humble. It says you are standing at a crossroads, ready to expand your horizons. Take time to evaluate your options and make a plan. With focus and determination, you can set the foundation for success. The future is in your hands. Choose with purpose. I feel like some of you may be at this crossroads, right, with this indecision energy. And there's this part of you that wants to go back into selfish mode, because you're tired of compromising with this person. But you have one more decision to make with them. One last edit, or hopefully one of a few last edits, whatever the case may be. But I think that this is just a small interruption, a small alteration to the plans, and everything is still going to move forward as you had hoped. Okay? Oh, sorry about that. Let me get these cards up. The only card when all those flew out that stayed upright was the reflection card, which is the Hermit. And so it says this is a time for introspection and solitude. Step away from the noise and connect with your inner wisdom. Answers will emerge when you focus inward. Trust that this pause will bring clarity and help you align with your higher purpose. So I do see like a message or something coming in and being like, hey, so about that thing, we have to make one final edit or one final change, or they're asking for an extension, or, hey, we're going to need you to fill out a couple more documents so that we can get this squared away. And instead of going into anger and frustration, I need you to just be calm, Pisces, and go within. It's going to be okay. This is a message of kind of comfort and like just keep going. All right, hopes and fears. I think there's a part of you that fears being taken advantage of again. And there's a part of you that doesn't want to be duped. But the thing is, Spirit's really working on the heart chakra of this situation. And I think it's also going to show the other person how big of a heart you really do have, but that you're not going to be taken advantage of. You have 10 of Wands, and then one card fell. Let me grab. And harmony. So, yeah, responsibility and harmony. So 10 of Wands to the 10 of Cups. Your hopes, your fears. You are worried that if you take on this change or you don't do this thing, you will harbor the responsibility of this person. I think you're worried about the excess weight and burden that they may be trying to plant on you. And I think it's in your head a bit. It says you may feel burdened by responsibilities, but this effort will lead to success. Like, this is not going to derail your plans. It says prioritize your tasks and seek support if needed. So do what you need to do for you. Remember, carrying too much alone can hinder progress. Let go of what no longer serves you. This is where you have someone who's helping you, even if it's just like a family friend or a partner. You are going to be taken care of. The 10 of Cups is here. Harmony is going to be established in the situation. It says a time of deep emotional fulfillment has arrived. Your relationships are thriving, bringing peace and joy. Celebrate the love and harmony you've cultivated. This is a moment of alignment and gratitude. So you may feel like, oh, I'm shouldering more burden. I'm shouldering more responsibilities. But it's like, no. This is a time for you, Pisces, to understand that God's got you. Spirit's got you. Just a little alterations necessary for whatever reason. And final outcome for the situation. You have choices. By doing what you need to do, and I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune here as well. The choices that you make in this particular situation are going to set you up for a very bright future as long as you choose with your heart. As long as you choose with love over hate, with love over fear, with compassion over insensitivity. This is a time where you have the choice, Pisces, to be, I want to say, the better person. And then when you make that choice to step into the light and do the right thing, Spirit is going to bless you abundantly for doing the right thing. The Choices card says, opportunities abound, but not all are as they appear. Take time to assess your options and choose with clarity. And then with the Fortune card, it says, life's cycles are turning, bringing change and new opportunities. Embrace the flow and trust that every shift aligns with your growth. What feels uncertain now is guiding you toward a path of expansion. Stay open to the unfolding of fate. I just have a feeling that whatever is happening in this situation, it's not unfolding smooth, but it is forcing you to go within, to use your intuition, to heal the past life traumas, to understand that slow progress is still progress. And that, yes, there's going to be something that comes up that requires a little bit more of you. But it's going to get worked out. I see nothing but goodness here. And I see nothing but figuring this out together. Ultimately, again, the bright idea, the ideal of trying to work together and be good to one another, even if they're a person who's very angry or have made you angry. There is going to be success when you choose to not live in the nightmare of the situation, but to break this generational curse and to compromise. Everything will be okay. That's what I just feel Spirit say. So I don't know what's going on for you, Pisces, in this particular situation, but I am wishing you a lot of love, peace, and clarity of mind. Take your time, but understand that ultimately whatever you do here, I know you're going to do the right thing. It's going to work out for you. So I'll see you again tomorrow with another one. Good luck with everything, Pisces. Love you so much. Bye.